Right, I probably should have had that set up a little while before. I am not going to be playing BB because I'm pretty tired, honestly. And I'll think consider, I think the latest one, the latest BB game is it a Valentine's special? I'm not sure. It's called Hearts of the Killer. It has big hearts on it. So maybe I should play it for Valentine's Day. If that was the case, that'd be that'd be pretty fun. But but either way, I know that the Garment District is currently making the last BB game, the last chapter in the big BB 18ology or whatever, the list episode, and I really enjoy those games, so I might as well just save it till the end. Maybe next year's Spooky Boogie, if the other one's out, I can play them both. I don't think it was a Valentine's Day. Really, it just looked really Valentine-y because I was like, I mean, I only downloaded it, I didn't play it, but it was like pink and it had a lot of hearts and eye hearts and stuff. But either way, what I did want to do, I'll get around to playing the latest Heart of the Killers off the Killer game. Whatchamacallit. Eventually, I've been putting off ending Spooky Boogie for too long. Spooky Boogie this year has been pretty messy as a whole. So I'm just gonna go ahead and end it here because I'm pretty tired. And I am not gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna end it until I play off the Killers because I only have 2 more days before this year is over. It's October 89th, but that doesn't mean the year doesn't end along with it. And I am not doing October. I am not leading up to October 1st, 2024 being the first month. You know, I ain't doing all that. What I did want to do, as we set up last year as a tradition, I want to rank all of the games that I played this year. I did this last year, and I had a lot more games last year to go through. But this time around, I have a little bit less of a variety. I didn't get to play as many games this year as I wanted to. But at the end of the day, including Spooky Boogie Extended, I got a decent amount of gameage going on in here. Even if a lot of these were really short experiences, like Night in the Woods or whatever, Fright Nights or whatever it is. Let's make these landscapes. Whatchamacallit. But either way, I still want to go through with it. Also, some of these don't have pictures because I haven't made thumbnails for them yet. A lot of these I haven't made thumbnails for yet. Most of these are on Halloween Day or Spooky Woogie Extended. Yeah, the slide game gotta be top game for sure. But as a whole, I really did enjoy Spooky Boogie this year. I had a lot of fun with it, and you know what, I forgot to put in here. I forgot to put pumpkin game, the pumpkin carving game. What was it called? The something anniversary, Halloween pumpkin Halloween pumpkin carving game. If you keep doing this, we can make tier lists of which year's was the best. Yeah, I know. I was literally thinking of doing that. What was the name of the game? The 39 pumpkin. God damn it! What was it called? It was by the short hike guy. Yeah, I'll look up short hike. Itch.io. See if I can find the name. This is such a cute page. Short Hike is such a good game. That was so much fun playing last year. I played that right after Spooky Boogie was over when the fall season was still going on. And I have such like a warm feeling. Godstown Pumpkin Festival. Okay. Let's see. I just need some kind of picture like that. Put it in here. And then I'll add it. Not download. I need to add. Where are you? Perfect. That should be all of them. If we compare this to last year's, there is a lot of difference here. I think if I look up Dale's Garden. Oh, well, okay. Dale's Garden YouTube. I forgot that I'm not popular enough to be the top search result. But last year I had a lot of games. I played a lot of games, you know. It was a pretty successful Spooky Boogie. all things considered. And we ended it with the ranking. Let's put it to the end, not my face. It was just me talking about the previous year. Let me take a quick look at this because I do want to compare. For Frosty Fest. Yeah, of course. So this is what I did. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 different streams I did of 17 different games. Multiple streams, more than that, honestly. That's probably around 20 to something streams because some of those were multiple days. And this year, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Technically, wink, wink, I played the exact same amount of games as I did last year. But I don't know, it doesn't really count because a lot of these games like Squirrel Stapler and Greener Grass Aways and most of these games were like 1 hour, 2 hours experience tops. But last year I did a lot of like 5-6 hour long experiences, like you know, Detention and not Detention. That is Detention, is it? Detention. Inscription was a 20-hour game. Faith, the Unholy Trinity, which was, you know, like 5-6 hours that I played there. Whatchamacallit, this game, I forgot what it was called, Inside Mine, was like a 20-30 hour game that I played. So like, yeah, technically we played the same amount of games, but you know, am I really gonna count Burger and Frights, which was a 30-minute game? Honestly, I still think Spooky Boogie this year ended up being really fun and somewhat successful, but it definitely was kind of an L, you know? Like, I definitely took an L. I didn't have the energy to do it as much as I wanted to. I wasn't able to play a lot of the games that I wanted to. There were a lot of the games on the list that I didn't even remotely get around to, like some of the games that Jin wanted me to play. Like, I have plenty of them here on my Steam library that I have yet to touch. So I should probably change the name of the episode. Rankings. Spooky Moongy. Change that to just chatting. But if we just take a look quickly at my Steam library. Oh crap, I still have the overlay. Do I have a ranking one? I do not. Who cares? We're playing Night Security still. Like, if we could take a look at my Steam library real quick, like, there's a lot of stuff here that I haven't even really touched. Like, Carry On was a game that I thought that I might play. I played both of these. I wanted to play Cooking Companions on stream. That was part of my Halloween Fest this year. Spooky Boogie this year, but I never got around to it. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this was on the list. I don't think it was. I think I just bought it. Oh, I think this was from the developer, the Midnight Scenes developer, wasn't it? I just bought it because it was cheap. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Whatever. Either way. Downfall. I don't know if, who that is. I wanted to play the last Fierce of the Phantom. I wanted to do some fishing games. I wanted to do maybe Grim Fandango, the Hex. I wanted to do a little bit of these Inscription games by the Inscription person, Daniel Mullins, who, by the way, recently announced Pony Island 2, which I'm really excited for. I'm definitely gonna play that on Spooky Boogie. I played I'm Scared. There's just a lot of stuff in here that I wanted to get around to, but that I just didn't really have the time for Pony Island for this Spooky Boogie. And hopefully next year I can sit down and actually get some of this stuff done. Maybe I can finally have my schedule a little bit more put together and I can have a little bit more energy in order to do this, but it's just difficult, you know? But as a whole, I think I'm decently, mediocrely satisfied with the way that Spooky Boogie ended up this year. I don't think it was a super failure. I just think it was it was definitely the worst one yet. If I were to rank, maybe next year I'll do this, like Jin just implied a minute ago. I'll rank all 4 previous spooky boogies and rank them. I mean, if I really wanted to do that, I could rank the ones that I did on YouTube back in the day, the last like 10-15 years of my life. I could rank those, but nobody would know what I'm talking about. At least Sal wouldn't know what I'm talking about, and Jin would know some of them, but like anybody else would not know what the heck I'm talking about. But either way, let's get to it. I want to rank some of these games, and I do want to make it clear that when I'm ranking these games on tiers, I am ranking them in relation to my enjoyment, and specifically to my enjoyment based on each other. So let's say if I put Oxenfree as an S, and then I put like Growing My Grandpa as a D, that means that I enjoyed Oxenfree a lot more. I had in relation to each other, Oxenfree was that much better. But that doesn't mean that Notebook Entry was a horrible game. It was not a D game. Honestly, I had a great time playing every single game on this list. I don't think there was a single game here that I thought was a bad game. So like, honestly, none of these in technicality reserved to be an F or a C or a D or whatever. But I am ranking them based off each other and my enjoyment, you know? They're all enjoyable, great games. But let's start off the bat. I just gotta put it on top, baby. I had so much fun playing the Cat Lady this year. It was honestly one of the most fun I've ever had playing any game throughout any of these spooky boogies. I had so much fun. It was such a fun point and click adventure with such a cool fucking aesthetic, with so many incredible moments. I will never get it out of my mind, that fucking moment at the beginning of the fucking game when you put your arm across the thing and then it rips your fucking arm and you start bleeding all over the place, and then it just starts wailing on emo grunge fucking UK like music as you're fucking running throughout with the credits. Incredible moment. Literally gonna be thinking about that till I die. I am gonna be in my deathbed someday, fucking perishing, and I am gonna be thinking about those moments from the Cat Lady. I had so much fun with it. It was so angsty, and it had such a fun story, and it had such fun dialogue. And it also got me to talk about a lot of things that I like usually wouldn't like talk about, like my depression and like suicide attempts and like a lot of really rough things that have happened in my life, mostly because the game was delving into those themes, breakdowns and whatnot, and I just thought it was so funny the way that it was so obvious that the person, that whoever wrote this game had gone through these kind of things. And I don't know, I mentioned this when I finished the game, but there's a lot of horror games that try to tackle depressive issues and like mental health and stuff like that, and they portrayed in a pretty artsy fashion where they used the horror to represent the pain of blah 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 blah. And honestly, I do enjoy those kind of games. I'm not like shitting on them. Some of the games in this list are probably kind of like that, and a lot of the games that I have played previously in the past are kind of like that, and I'm okay with that. But as someone who has gone through a lot, who's been dealing with depression for most of my life, a game like the Cat Lady, which actively like goes out of its way to make talk about depression in such an over-the-top and silly fashion, with so much gore and like exploitative like bullshit, with so much like shock value and just so much fun schluppy goodness. It just makes me feel like you get it, you know, like you fucking get it. You know, I play a game that tries to talk about depression, a horror game that tries to talk about depression in a meaningful way, and I just kind of feel like, okay, I get it, yeah, that's true. But I play a game like this that's so schluppy, so stupid, and I'm like, fuck yeah, this is what it's like, baby. This is what it's all about. What a good time, man. I am so excited, and I'm definitely gonna at least play one of them next year. I know the Cat Lady was part of a trilogy, and it was the second game in a trilogy. I am definitely going to play the first game in that trilogy next year in Spooky Boogie 2024. I am so excited to do that. And it was also one of the only like really long games that I played this year. I believe it was like a 15, 16, 17 hour game for me. And I got 3 streams out of it, and I had a great time with it. You know, it was one of those games that I would actively look forward to playing, and those are some of my favorite ones when it comes to streaming and Spooky Boogie in general, or the opposite of that, Spooky Boogie and streaming in general are the games that I'm like, ooh, I'm so excited, baby! I'm so excited to stream today. I'm gonna stream on time, and everything's gonna be great. You know, the Cinematic Chronicles of this world. Where I'm like so pumped to play it because I'm having such a good time with it, and I'm looking forward to it like the entire day, you know? And the Cat Lady was definitely that for me. There are a lot of other games that are more like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I'm like somewhat enjoyable, but like I don't look forward to playing at all. But Cat Lady was definitely Xenoblade Chronicle 1 material, baby. Alright, next up, I'm scared. I honestly, I know it's a really influential game that has its hands on a lot of stuff that I really like, and I might have loved it. By the way, do you like my thumbnail? But it has its hands on inspiring a lot of stuff that I really love, like Doki Doki Literature Club or Undertale or you know, that general stuff. A lot of stuff that I really love, and I feel like if I would have grown up on it or played it when I was younger, it would have like really affected me. But honestly, I didn't super love it when I played it on stream. I kind of got the general gist of it, and I usually tend to feel, is this relaxing fall video game music? It definitely is fall still. I usually, when it comes to games that have a theme or an element of a character in there realizing they're in a video game and trying to talk to you, a Monica, or, you know, I don't know, fucking Kara from Undertale, a Flowey kind of thing. I usually, those kind of games like really hit me, and they're like, I super latch onto them, and like they super affect me. But Mr. Whiteface here wasn't really doing it for me too much, mostly because he like kind of doesn't. He definitely plays that role in this game, where he is this character who knows they're in a video game and they want to keep you around and they want to stay alive and they want to play with you. And I feel like that kind of stuff would like really affect me, but it just didn't do it that well for me in this game. And I know it was one of the first games to do it, and I know it was really influential, and I gotta give it props for that. But for me personally, it was more of a C experience. I might move these around a little bit later, depending on what if, but I'm not sure. Limbo was a pretty good time. It was actually kind of exciting to finally play Limbo for the first time in my life, because I've never done that. I've played I played Inside, and I've known about Limbo for my entire life because it's one of those iconic, classic indie games that are super influential and were a really big deal at the time. And a lot of like classic YouTubers that I watched played it, and a lot of YouTubers play it these days, you know? But as a whole, it was just an enjoyable, fine experience. I'm gonna put it middle of the range as an average experience. It was a fun way to open the year, but I didn't like super love it, you know? I just had a decent good time with it. It was kind of fun to finally play it, you know, to finally get it off my to play list, to finally say that I have played Limbo, that I am a person who has played Limbo, you know? Burger and Fries. Burger and Fries was pretty fun. It was another one of those silly small short games that I tried to fit into Spooky Boogie because I realized that the month was ending, that the month of October, which it is currently the 89th of October, but October, at least the original 30-day run was ending, so I was like, come on, give me something to play, Jin. I need something so I can fill in the day, you know? And I had a pretty good time with it, honestly. I'm gonna give it a C, an average range. It's really funny. It had a pretty fun mechanic. I really do think a lot of the moments in this game were really memorable. The car sequence, being followed by the car, being inside the tunnel with the giant lady was really fun. The fucking, I'm never gonna forget the stupid dead lady riding the bicycle next to me and like being slumped over and looking at me. That was so funny. And I had a pretty good time with it, you know? It was definitely one of those, like, yeah, great time. Night Signal. Okay, Night Signal, I don't know where to put it. I don't know if it's an A or an S, because as a whole, I think the game was pretty fun. It was a pretty fun mechanic, with really cool visual aspects. I like the clay, like the claymation aspects to it, the clay models, and the like Photoshoppy aspects to it. I like the general gist of the game. I thought it was pretty clever and pretty simple, and it made for a pretty fun nightly experience. But the reason that I'm so it's definitely like an A rank for me as a game and as an experience. I had a lot of fun with it. But the reason that I feel like it's running on S rank territory is because I loved it so much. It's just the way that I played it. It was just the embodiment of what spooky boogie is to me, you know? My Halloween special, me and Jin and Sao and a few other people like Cactus being here at like at 10 p.m, sorry, 10, 11 p.m, really late at night, and I shouldn't be awake at this late at night, but I just want to play one more silly little game, and I don't expect it to be as cool as it is, and it's just a cool, fun game with a fun mechanic, and it's just so comfortable, and it's just so cute, and I'm having such a fun time, and that's what Night Signal was, you know? It was one of the only games this year that like kind of embodied that for me, where I was just like, ah man, it's just nighttime, and I got my hot cocoa, and I'm just enjoying my fun little shitty, it's not shitty, great game, but like my small little indie game that nobody has ever played, that like 3 YouTubers have ever done, that Jin recommended, and I'm just having such a good time with it, you know? I had so much fun with it. I remember being so in love with like the game in general, but like I remember when I finished the game and like looking at their little behind the scenes things where they described their process and how they made the little clay models and stuff like that, and just being so in love. I'm being stupid, but like generally being so like, oh my god, I love this. This is so cute, and I feel like such a genuine kinship and connection to this game because of it. You know, I'm definitely gonna play other games from this creator. I think Jin said that that they had another game from them that they forgot about that I might be able to play. But either way, it was just really sweet. I might patron them honestly if they have a patron. But either way. Let's put that as an A rank, honestly, just to keep my curve. Because if I do want to keep it in comparison to the cat lady, it is definitely not as good as that. But the only reason that I'm thinking up here is because of how much fun I had playing it, you know? Oxenfree. Oxenfree was really fun. It was one of these games that has been on the list for a while because Jin wanted me to play it. It was definitely one of the more high budget games that I played this year. It had a really cool aesthetic. It had a definitely cool plot. And I had fun following along and trying to get into the melodrama of the characters. I didn't like super love it though. I really like its aesthetic. I like its music. I like the world, and I like how it felt, and I generally kind of like the gameplay and the feel and the point and click and stuff. But I didn't like super care that much about the story. I made a lot of jokes about it. It was just a decent enough time, you know? I'm gonna leave that at minimum of the range. I had a good time with it. Alright, notebook entries. Where should I rank this? As a whole, I really like the idea of notebook entries. These short, bite-sized horror games. Collection of these horror games with cool little principles and different mechanics. A lot of them being walking simulators and having different ideas and different kind of horrors. The first one was definitely the scariest one. I had a really good time with it, and I still do remember the gun sequence where we're fighting the demons on the last one. That was a great time. I struggled putting it on A or S because it definitely wasn't that comfy or that wonderful of a time for me. But I had a pretty good time with it nonetheless. Middle of the road. It was definitely the most scared I was this year. So let's put it in the middle. Let's go there. Alright, Slide in the Woods. I hate to put it to be that much of a downer about it. It definitely wasn't a bad game. It was cool aesthetically, and it was a pretty fun, short horror game. But it definitely wasn't as funny or as memorable as Burger and Frights. And it wasn't that scary, and the story wasn't that interesting, and a lot of the fun value wasn't really there. Honestly, I think as a whole, it's probably the worst one I've played this year. But not that it was bad. It was still a fun indie horror game with a cool mechanic and a cool idea, but I didn't like super love it. You hate my slide game. Was that you, Sal? Was that you, the one who recommended that? I don't remember that being you. I thought that was Jin. That was me. I'm sorry, Sal. I love you. I like your slide. I like you, and I don't hate your slide game. I liked it. I just didn't love it. Fierce to the Fathom. Let's put that at C rank immediately. Fierce to the Fathom, Carson's house, the third game of the Fierce to the Fathom house. I already said this when I played them. I think it read-thread too much territory from the first game. It wasn't, they were kind of the same vibe. I get what you mean. It wasn't super memorable. It wasn't super scary. It read-thread a lot of the same ground that the first game had. And the second one was so cool and so interesting. And it had multiple like locations, and it had the hotel zone, and it had a lot of fun value like that. I give it some props for having those really cool like TV sequences that it did. But as a whole, honestly, it was kind of a downgrade from the second one. It wasn't a horrible game or anything. It was still fun. Like I said, all of these games I had a good time with, but it was middle of the round. All right, Squirrel Stapler's going A rank, baby. You like my picture for Squirrel Stapler? Because I haven't made a thumbnail for it yet. Squirrel Stapler was so much fun. It was such a fun Halloween special to have it right after Security Booth. And Security Booth was a little bit of a drag. And then being followed by this stupid fucking silly idiot game. I think about it so much. The fucking moment when the stupid fucking moment when I stapled the first squirrel and I fucking lost my shit and I laughed so hard. Probably the hardest I've laughed throughout any of these spooky boogies this year. It was such a good time. And I remember like Cactus was there for a minute. It was super funny because it was a really good time because not only was Halloween night, I was having a good time. I was enjoying it. It was definitely in the same similar realm as Night Signal, where I'm just enjoying a shitty little horror game. And by that, I mean like a fun little indie game. When I say shitty here, I don't mean they're shitty. But I'm enjoying like a small indie game that Jin recommended that like 3 people have played. And I'm just like, have no idea what the fuck is going on here, but I'm like loving it. And I'm having a good time. And Sao and Jin are there. And not only that, but it has the additive measure of being on Halloween night, which of course always adds a little bit of an extra, whatchamacallit, adds a little extra layer of like fun. But like, you know, I had Sao and Jin, and I had Keppo there, and Cactus came in for a minute, and then what's their name? Bubbles. Yeah, Bubbles came in for a minute as well. You know, it was just a fun good time, and I enjoyed it a lot. Security Booth, I honestly gotta give that D rank, maybe even C rank if I want to give it some credit. Also, you like my picture? It's just a real life security booth. I like its aesthetic a lot. I like the concept a lot, but it really dragged. It went on for too long. A game with such a simple concept does not deserve being as long as it was. It was like at minimum a 3-hour experience if you're being really fast. It took me like 4. But honestly, like Security Booth should have been like a night security style 2-hour, hour-and-a-half game. It had a really cool aesthetic. It had a fun concept, and the story was interesting enough, but it just dragged on for a little too long for my taste. And I'm definitely a completionist, and that's definitely my fault. But I shouldn't be punished for being a completionist. I shouldn't be punished for going out of my way to enjoy a game, you know? The first game is nice, short experience. And honestly, it might have been a better idea for me to play the original Security Booth instead of the director's cut. But either way, Midnight Scenes, definitely not as good as the second one, and it definitely reared back the mystery of the second one. Sorry, not the second one. It's not the second one. That's my bad. The third one. Midnight Scenes Episode 3, The Nanny, is definitely the best one so far. But this one wasn't a similar level. It had really great pixel art. By the way, I started Patreon this creator, Octavio Navarro is their name. They post a lot of a lot of pictures of them on vacation. But they have they have a pretty decently big following, and they have really good pixel art that they post on their Patreon. And whatchamacallit, I had a really good time with it. Like I said, it was not enjoyable as the second. It was not as enjoyable as the third one, as the nanny, you know. But I gotta give it credit for having the incredible fucking homosexual monster revelation at the end. That ending sequence has got to be in my top like spooky boogie endings of all time. That shit was so fucking funny, and I had such a good time with it. It is definitely like either A or C. I'm leaning a little bit more towards C rank because or B rank, made all the wrong. I mean B rank, because I don't think I had as good of a time with it as I did Scroll Stapler or Night Signal, but it was still definitely a really good time, you know? I'm excited for the next one, and I think next year I'm gonna play a few of their other games. Octavio Navarro has a few other like longer horror games that have a similar pixelated style that actually look gorgeous, and they put a lot more effort than they do into the midnight scenes ones. And they're also like horror-esque, so you know they would fit into the thing. But if there's another midnight scenes made by the upcoming year, then I'll definitely give that another shot. Not another shot. I'll definitely play it. I have a good time with them. Blood was not as bad as Slide in the Woods, and not as bad as Security Booth. It definitely didn't drag. I give it a lot of props for the comic books that I didn't really get to enjoy, and for like the cool little like super stuff in there. Add fun horror, and it was definitely sloppy and fun. I'm gonna put it in a C rank, you know? Definitely not as good as these Middle of the Rhine ones, and definitely nowhere near A or S rank, but it's still an enjoyable experience. That it was fun to finally get off the list, because this one was on the list since last year. Greener grass awaits. I just took a picture of grass. Excuse me, my throat's feeling a little scratchy right now. That was another reason Spooky Boogie was kind of bad this year, if I do remember correctly, because during the month of October, I had a lot of throat pain, and it wasn't going away, if you all remember. And it just made it really difficult for me to stream a lot of those days. Hopefully that doesn't happen 2024. But either way. Green Grass Awaits was really fun. I really like its concept, and I definitely like its final battle. I had a really good time with its final battle. That big final sequence after you beat the general golf courses and you get into that other world, incredible. I wish the rest of the game was that fun. It was fun that it was short and cool. It was a little too difficult for my liking at points, but I like its concept, and I looked into it a little bit more. Afterwards, I watched a few videos on it, and I didn't really pick up on the thought process or the idea that the protagonist was this kind of otherworldly, super powerful being that came to fight this god. I thought I was just a really cool guy. But it's a fun concept, and it was definitely really fun to play at the time. I remember when I played it, I was really tired, so I didn't get to enjoy it as much as I wanted. But I remember Capo enjoyed it, and you know, I'm always glad to play games like this. I might put it middle of the line, because when I think about it, it definitely wasn't Night Signal status or Scroll Stapler status, but it was fun. Growing My Grandpa, honestly, it was very funny. Yeah, I know, that's really cute. I really like when Kepo enjoyed things that I play on here. I have a good time with stuff like that. But Growing My Grandpa was just super fun. I like its aesthetic, and I like some of its like the concept was really cool, and I definitely like the point and click aspect of it, and the aesthetic was really cool. But it dragged for a really long time, and I didn't find it that interesting, and it definitely wasn't scary at all. I didn't have that much fun playing it. It definitely was a bottom of the barrel for me. It wasn't a bad game or anything, and I am more interested in playing some of their other games that Jin was talking about. Some of their maybe less long games. Or whatever it was that we were talking about that one time. But it's definitely down there. Night Security, which I just played. I definitely gonna give that A rank. I had really good time with it. It was really fun concept. I had a fun time riffing with it. Excuse me. I had a really fun time riffing with it, and I had a really fun time just kind of being a fucking dick with it. Trying to fuck the ghosts was so fun, and I hope you guys had a good time watching it, because I think I had a really good time playing it. I had a really good time just being silly and being really stupid with it. Yeah, definitely an A rank. It was definitely Night Signal level. I had a good time with it. I mean, I haven't streamed in a minute. I haven't streamed this entire month. And it's kind of nice to finally get that Spooky Boogie 2023 out of the way. But it's definitely up there. Good chillless art game, and I'm excited to play some more of their stuff next year. I really hope next year Spooky Boogie goes by a little better. I hope I'm a little more consistent with it. And I'm looking forward, and I'm definitely gonna do Frogween and Summerween this year. Frogween? I just called it Frogween. Frog Week and Summerween. Summerween Boogie, which is what I think I'm gonna call it, this year. So, you know, you won't have to wait that long for me to play a few more spooky games again, you know? But I hope once we get to Spooky Boogie 2024, I have my schedule a little more consistent, and maybe my sleep schedule is a little better, and I have the energy to push through and do this. But either way, last but definitely not least, the annual Ghost Town Halloween party, or whatever it is, Ghost Town Pumpkin Festival. ECS rank, baby. ECS rank. Not as good as the Cat Lady. I mean, nothing's ever gonna beat the Cat Lady. Come on. The Cat Lady is like, I think, one of the best fucking games I've ever played in any of these Spooky Boogie games. Spooky Boogie, like, specials I've ever done. But I had such a good time with it. It was so sweet, and so... it was just a really good time. I don't know. The game is so cozy. It's such a cute idea. It is so fun in general. As a game, it's just such a cozy, fun, good time of a game. Like, you make your own little pumpkin, you put it in this ghost town with these many fun little attributes to them, these many fun little areas. There's fun little skeletons dancing on over here. There's a maze over here. There's a little ghost house over here. There's some cool buildings you can parkour. It was just so cozy and so fun. I had such a good time with it. And it is so sweet. As a game concept, it is such a beautifully cute game to end the Halloween season with, and I'm definitely gonna play it again next year, and it's definitely gonna become one of these Halloween Spooky Boogie traditions where I end the year with it every time, because it is so cute, it is so fun, it is so sweet, you know? But not only that, adding the aspect of you all being there to play with me, you know, it was so cute. It was... Honestly, it was like the most whole I've ever felt streaming, you know? I really enjoy talking. I really enjoy, like streaming. I enjoy playing these games, and I enjoy being silly. But, you know, I've always really wanted people to watch me, and I only have a few people who do, and I'm okay with that. I'm not, like, complaining about it or anything. But, like, playing this cute, silly game and having Bubbles and Cactus and Jin and myself there, and hopefully, yeah, you can join us next year, Sal. But all of us being there together and making our own shit little pumpkins and putting them together, it was just so cute, and it made me feel so, like, I don't know, it made me feel like streaming was worth it. I like sometimes struggle with these kind of things, because I do enjoy it a lot, but, like, I'm pretty old now, and I've been making content on the internet for most of my life, and it's never, like, really super led me anywhere. But it's still an enjoyable thing that I enjoy to do, and I'm not complaining, and I'm not saying that I, like, necessarily require fame or anything. But I've always wanted to have some kind of, like, following, or wanted somebody to... I wanted to, like, have a... You know, a group of people enjoy my content. And it was the first time that I really felt like that had happened. And having Cactus and Bubbles there, and just walking around with a silly little ghost was so cute and so fun, and I don't know, it just felt so whole. I had a really good time with it, and not to even mention, like, Jin's incredible reveal. I am literally never gonna forget the goddamn pumpkin she carved for me that on that day. That reveal was incredible. I had so much fun with it, and I'm always gonna share that clip, because it was so sweet and it was so cute, and I had so much fun with it. And thank you so much, honestly, because it was definitely the highlight of my year, you know? My highlight of Spooky Boogie this time around. Even if it was a bit of an extended, weird one. But either way. I guess that's that. Here's the general bell curve. if we want to take a look at last year, it's pretty similar, honestly. Inscription was the only 10 out of 10 game. I'm surprised I gave the nanny a C rank. Honestly, looking back at it now, if I was to remake this list, I feel like a lot of these would stay general. Inside Mine would probably go down to a C. Subway Midnight might go down to a C. Pam will say the same. Nobody's Home might go to a C, and Halloween After Special might go up to a B or even an A. Because honestly, I loved Halloween After Special. I had so much fun with it. I thought it was such a cool idea. I think here I must have been ranking it based on it being a really short tech demo and it being a little messy. But like, out of all of these games, it's probably one of the ones that I think about the most. And I think about how cozy and cute it was. So honestly, it might go up to A rank. Inscription would still definitely be 10 out of 10, maybe S rank. Some of these I feel like might go up and down. Convenience Store definitely deserves its spot. Here's to the Fathom. This would definitely be higher. Not a C rank. This is definitely a B rank at minimum. This one, these here still it would stay here. Would stay here probably. And whatchamacallit, Faith would stay here definitely. And Inside Mine would definitely go down a bit. So we minute go there. Nobody saw might go down a bit. Detention would stay here. Pound would stay there. Inside, I think, would stay there. Future Defender would go to up. And Halloween After Special would stay up. But I'm going to keep them the way they are. You know, I'm not going to change them. It was just how I felt at the time. Oh, wait. I did change a few things around. One second. Apparently, that's not my final list. Get out of your face. You're ugly, CL. You're ugly. There we go. So this is my final standing. It's the same thing. Okay. Oh, I was Lila. Yeah, okay. Completely forgot about it. But, either way. A little bit of a disappointed year because I didn't get to play as many games as I wanted to, but it's still an enjoyable one. And thank you so much for you all for being here. I had a really good time. And, I guess that's that. That's the bell curve for this year. A similar little woo! With 2 games occupying the S rank, which is honestly pretty good. Cozy games occupying the A, and then the general pretty decent stuff on the B, the S, C, and then the ones that like I didn't super care about on the D, but like not that they were bad games or anything. But yeah, that's that. I know we are pushing New Year's, but either way, I hope you all really enjoyed Halloween this year, spooky boogie this year. I know it was really messy. I know I've said that a few times now, but I hope you all had a good time with it. I hope you had good memories, no matter what. I enjoyed it. You know, I had a good time with it, and I'm looking forward to it next year. I do really want to get back to streaming at a more regular basis. So I am gonna make... I know I've tried to make a lot of commitments, even throughout just Spooky Boogie. I've tried to come in here and say, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna make it Spooky Boogie Extended, and I'm gonna do this and that. And honestly, it just didn't work the way that I wanted to. But I really do, I want to make the commitment to try to stream a little bit more this year because I really do enjoy it. And, I have work, so I can't like keep a consistent schedule. I can't say like Fridays I'm going to stream forever now, but I want to stream at least once a week from now on, you know, just once a week. I think that's doable. You know, I have a lot of games on my Steam library, 2 to 3 hour games, you know. And I don't have to do huge Octopath Travelers, or I don't know why that's the one that came to mind. I don't have to do huge, like, Settlement Chronicles. I can do a lot of shorter games and a lot of indie games and keep the spirit of Spooky Boogie going because I play a lot of indie games here. I just want to play some short indie horror games. Sorry, indie games, not indie horror games. I want to play some short indie games and just enjoy that. I really want to try to make the commitment to, for the next upcoming year, 2024 and onward, I at least stream once a week. You know, I'll try to make a schedule. I'll try to put it up on the Twitch, and we'll see how that goes. But either way, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed Spooky Boogie. For one last time, let's enjoy a little Kingdom Hearts lazy afternoon, relaxing autumn/fall video game music. Even though it's goddamn no, December. I mean, October 39th. I bought a mug. I bought a Christmas mug I never got to use because I'm still Anyhow, thank you for watching. Thank you, Sao, Jin, and Cactus for being here today. And I hope you have an absolutely wonderful night. I will see you next week, beginning of 2024, so we can do a little bit of streaming. I'll play something short. But either way, thank you for watching. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful night. Have a great day.